Welcome back to End Times Prophecy News. Brother Jim reporting here from Red State. Look what the Access Pipeline protesters have done to cause a massive evacuation. Officials have ordered an evacuation of the camp of Access Pipeline protesters after they left behind enough trash to fill 2,500 pickup trucks. Officials fear that the river will soon flood and debris they left behind will pollute the Missouri River and the nearby waterways. Well, the leftists are the excrement of the earth. Spokesman reports Bismarck, North Dakota federal and state officials announced plans Wednesday to accelerate cleanup at a camp in southern North Dakota that has housed hundreds and sometimes thousands of Dakota Access Pipeline opponents. Officials fear the camp near the Cannonball River will soon flood due to warm weather and rapid snowmelt. They worry trash and debris left behind by people who have left in recent weeks might pollute the Missouri River and other nearby waterways. With the amount of people that have been out there and the amount of estimated waste and trash out there, there's a good chance that it will end up in the river if it is not cleaned up, Corps spokesman Captain Ryan Hignite said. Local and federal officials estimate there's enough trash and debris in the camp to fill about 2,500 pickup trucks. Garbage ranging from trash to building debris to human waste, according to Morton County Emergency Manager Tom Doring. And the New York Times columnist says media's worst fear is coming true. Thomas Friedman fears President Trump is getting too popular these days and that people actually like talking about the president. From Breitbart, Thursday on CNN's The Situation Room, New York Times columnist Thomas Friedman reacted to President Donald Trump's press conference earlier in the day in which he took media. Friedman, who strongly disapproves of many of Trump's policies, said Trump had three things going for him, one of which was that he is entertaining and that he feared could wind up being an addiction for a lot of Americans. Oh my gosh, he is funny. What worries me, I guess most Wolf right now, and I listened to this press conference, Trump, I think, has basically three things going for him right now. One is that he's very entertaining, and I fear that a lot of Americans are going to get addicted to him. I fear that we in the media, and I don't exclude myself, are getting addicted to writing about him because it's just so easy to do, number one, and so he's got the entertainment value. Really? Is that the only thing he's got? No. For one thing, he's got God going before him. Number two, he says what he means, and he does what he says. He doesn't break his promises like all the other presidents and bureaucrats. Furthermore, he's done more in office in the first month than any other president has ever had. Well, it's not a month yet, is it? We've still got 4 days to go. Breaking news, investigators working on Flynn leaks now have their spotlights on the Obama Justice Department. It's about time. President Trump says the leakers will be found. According to reports, the probe into the General Michael Flynn leaks is zeroing in on the Justice Department where former Obama employees still linger. From circa.com, President Donald Trump said Thursday he's pressing for a full investigation into the intelligence leaks that led to the ouster of former National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, and Circa can confirm that one of the agencies that they're looking at is the Department of Justice. I'm hoping that General Michael Flynn comes back. I don't know, I just feel like he really deserves to come back. The scope of persons and agencies that would have had access to the information contained in the transcribed phone calls is relatively small and would include DOJ officials as well, several U.S. officials told Circa. The leaks, which were reported in detail by the Washington Post, regarded the relatively short phone conversation between Flynn and Russian ambassador to the United States, Sergei Ivanovich Kislyak. Despite calls from some Democrats and Republicans to investigate Flynn, The FBI announced Thursday that they would not be investigating him. Sources close to Flynn told Circa he was willing and ready to speak to anybody or any committee about his conversation, that he broke no laws. Although the FBI is under the jurisdiction of the DOJ and would have access to the documentation, so does DOJ's Counter-Espionage Division, a U.S. official told Circa. The information from the intercepts was also spread more widely in January when DOJ officials briefed White House officials and other elements of the intelligence community. That also expanded the potential pool of people that could leak, to include the NSA and the CIA. What a bunch of animals, huh? The best highlights from President Trump's Thursday press conference. Hard to boil it down to Twitter time limits, but here are some of the best highlights we added.
We don't hate you. I don't hate you.
Okay. Ask Jeff Zucker how he got his job. The ratings aren't as good as some of the other people that are waiting.
Fake news and attacking our network. I just want to ask you, sir.
I'm changing it from fake news, though.
Doesn't that undermine?
Very fake news.
I know, but aren't you?
And you're not related to our new...
I am not related, sir, no. I do like the sound of Secretary Acosta, I must say.
You know, I looked at that name. I said, wait a minute. Is there any relation there? Alex Acosta.
I'm sure you checked that out, sir.
No, I checked it. They said, no, sir. I said, do me a favor. Go back and check the family tree.
Game over, man. Game over.
Where are you from?
BBC.
Okay. Here's another beauty.
Lay her down and smack 'em, yak 'em. Oh, got to be. Yo, shit.
I think they don't believe it. I don't think the public believes it. That's why the Rasmussen poll just has me through the roof. We had Hillary Clinton try and do a reset. We had Hillary Clinton give Russia 20% of the uranium in our country. You can talk all you want about Russia, which was all a, fake news, fabricated deal.
Right.
It just absolutely makes no sense.
It's all fake news. It's all fake news.
But you're not aware of any context during the course of the election.
How many times do I have to answer this question?
Can you just say
Russia
yes or no
is a ruse. Yeah, I know you have to get up and ask a question so important.
Calm down, get a hold of yourself.
Calm down, now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get off.
Doctor, you're on the phone.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, hey, hey,
All right, that was cute. Except for you need to control your loudness there. President Trump just masterfully trolled CNBC into revealing some damaging info against Hillary. Once again, President Trump has stated false information in order to play the media into reporting real news instead of fake news. What? In today's press conference, President Trump stated, "We had Hillary Clinton give Russia 20% of the uranium in our country." Eager to prove him wrong, CNBC corrected President Trump by saying Hillary did not give Russia 20% of the U.S. uranium. Instead, she gave Russia 20% of U.S. uranium production capacity. Oops. So instead of giving 20% of U.S. uranium, it's 20% of U.S. uranium production capacity. Wow. That was good. President Donald Trump repeated an incorrect claim on Thursday that Hillary Clinton gave 20% that Hillary Clinton gave Russia 20% of the United States uranium while serving as Secretary of State. The fact-checking website PolitiFact has determined that statement, which Trump first made on the campaign trail, is mostly false. We had Hillary Clinton give Russia 20% of the uranium in our country. You know what uranium is? Right. It's a thing called nuclear weapons and other things. Like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things, Trump said during a press conference. The claim isn't true. Between 2009 and 2013, Russia's Atomic Energy Agency, Rosatom, purchased a majority stake in a Canadian company called Uranium One. The New York Times reported in 2015 the Toronto-based firms' mining assets in Wyoming, Utah, and elsewhere in the United States account for about 20% of U.S. uranium production capacity, according to the Times. That'll be all for this report. Thank you for listening.